I've got autism. There's the door if you don't want to stay with me. If you want to stay with me, sit here and support me through the journey. The thing that I kind of think killed my mum and dad off was they had to film me secretly doing all my behaviours because school didn't believe that I had these problems. So they would put secret cameras in different places of the house and film me going out. And I mean, for any mother and father, that's like, if they're getting called liars, it's a very kind of hard thing to do. So they had to present that CD in school, and still to this day, I've never watched that CD. Myself and Luke have never watched that CD. My whole other family have. My wife has, and it traumatized them because of how bad it was. So yeah, and then they showed that the CD to them, and they were like, "Yeah, Tom's got like we need help." I still wasn't open about autism. I still had it all to me, and these group of boys that I had, because a lot of people were asking, he's going in and out of school, he's doing 2 classes a week, why is he getting in and out and blah blah blah. I remember I knocked on my support teacher's door and said, I need to tell my classmates. So I stood up in front of class. Jeez, it felt like the whole world was watching me. And I said to them, like, I've got autism. There's the door if you don't want to stay with me. If you want to stay with me, sit here and support me through the journey. And every single one of them stayed. And that's when I knew these are real friends. And then they understood why I would go home at like midnight instead of staying over. They understood why I couldn't do certain things. And then from that day, that 14-year-old me, like a weight lifted off my shoulder. It was like I was reborn and started my whole life again. I could enjoy being around and enjoy being autistic, actually accepting who I was as a guy instead of trying to hide that kind of, trying to hide it and put on a brave face and image. And it was a much better time for my mum and dad as well, much better time for my family.